The CEO of a billion-dollar AI company just said 50% of the white-collar jobs might go extinct. Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon are laying off thousands while raking in record profits. The AI revolution is officially here. Meta is now signing engineers to $100 million contracts, which gives hope to computer science students who aren't able to sing like The Weeknd or shoot a basketball like Steph Curry. But these contracts are a symptom of something much worse. America is still dealing with homelessness, an unaffordable housing market for the average family, obesity, and young men just can't seem to land a date. All we need is another algorithm from the tech bros, right? Despite all the progress that AI will bring to many different industries, we're still in the midst of one of the biggest crises in American history: job loss.
New research finds now, for the first time ever, the unemployment rate among recent college graduates has exceeded the national unemployment rate, ballooning to 6.6% over the past 12 months.
The AI arms race is officially underway, and the major tech companies are making it clear with their spending. As Mark Zuckerberg staffs up Meta's new superintelligence lab, he's offered top-tier research talent pay packages of up to $300 million over 4 years, with more than $100 million in total compensation for the first year, Wired has learned. Each of these AI super engineers are the equivalent of about 300 regular engineers. Keep that in mind when you hear of them laying off employees. OpenAI agreed to a partnership with Johnny Ive for $6.5 billion to usher in a new era of artificial intelligence hardware.
Microsoft is investing $80 billion in capital each year, and this year we're investing.
In that same video, there's mention of a $500 billion Stargate project. That project is for building new AI infrastructure for OpenAI. $100 billion will be deployed immediately. These large sums of money are being thrown around like they were just a few million bucks. To put this in perspective, the entire market cap of Google was $528 billion at the end of 2015. The Stargate project is a data center specifically for AI infrastructure. The feeling I have of consuming news about the AI race war has me thinking this is what the other race wars were like during their era.
The AI race and the AI war between US and China, I think, is one of the most important issues of today.
The space race, the nuclear arms race, the internet and consumer tech race. I imagine all these races feel the same way to the participants, the feeling that we must win the race.
America must win the AI war. And so
big tech has spent $155 billion on AI this year. It's about to spend hundreds of billions more.
I'm good for my $80 billion. I am going to spend $80 billion building out Azure.
This period reminds me of the early 2010s when every company that had a social media angle or was adjacent to Facebook in any way was receiving funding. The parent company of Facebook is investing nearly $15 billion to get a 49% stake in AI data preparation company Scale AI, and it's also building what it calls superintelligence, which is an AI system that supposedly exceeds the power of the human brain, according to multiple reports. Whether Scale AI is actually worth $30 billion is kind of irrelevant. These tech giants want to be the first one to summit at the metaphorical AI Mount Everest and have shown that capital is not going to be a scarce resource.
OpenAI is setting its sights on a blockbuster $500 billion valuation. $500 billion.
I obviously understand why they're spending for talent. A group of A-plus talent engineers may cost $100 million a year, but if the upside is a $500 billion company, then that's an easy trade-off. But there will be a lot of destruction left in the path. Generally, layoffs happen during recessions when capital does become scarce, so why are we beginning to see layoffs while these companies spend trillions of dollars? This TechCrunch article details all of the layoffs found within big tech so far this year. Most notorious is Microsoft laying off about 9,000 employees in July. This is despite seeing an increase of 22% in net income to $88.1 billion for the fiscal year 2024. And the stock is up about 45% since the beginning of 2024. Just look at this headline. Bumble jumps 25% as dating company plans to axe 30% of workforce. There's belief that this cut will save the company around $40 million annually. But a surge in the value of the company immediately after laying off people is a pretty dystopian look into what's about to become more common.
You see some big tech companies where they'll lay off 9,000 workers and then they'll apply for a bunch of overseas visas. And I sort of wonder, that doesn't totally make sense to me.
Despite laying off a total of 16,000 employees this year, there was belief in Silicon Valley that they had applied for 6,000 H-1Bs.
The first day of the work week brings the final day of employment for approximately 3,600 Meta employees. From 2022 to 2023, the company sacked about a quarter of its workforce, or 21,000 people.
In an internal memo, Zuckerberg's goal was to move out low performers faster. In this new AI race war era, I fear that low performers is just going to be a code word for not a 10x level employee and not capable of matching the performance of an AI machine. But it's also interesting to see that their company saw an increase of 59% in net income from the year 2023 to the year 2024, and the earnings per share jumps up 60%. This is just the start of the wave of super profitable tech companies laying off the bottom performers. In 2025, it might be the bottom 5% gone. In 2027, it might be the bottom 10% 5%, and then by 2030, it's the bottom 40%.
He believes it could also lead to half of entry-level white-collar jobs disappearing and 10 to 20% unemployment in the next 1 to 5 years.
If the CEO looks like this, expect your job to be replaced by AI within 24 months. What you'll begin noticing in news articles is how there's a push to eliminate jobs and a restructuring for AI infrastructure. You need to be looking for them, but I've noticed how many articles are beginning to mention this terminology, eliminating jobs or restructuring our company for, you guessed it, AI. Is my job safe? Probably the number one question employees are asking themselves in 2025. The recent jobs report being pulled back significantly finally felt like the data was backing up the job market sentiment. Many job seekers are finding themselves out of work for prolonged periods of time. The chart is the change in non-farm payroll jobs from the previous month in thousands, which clearly shows a steady decline.
AI is going to eat a lot of jobs.
And he said that my position is no longer needed. He said, I've been doing everything I should be doing. They can't afford the position anymore.
I imagine there's going to be a data chart showing the amount of TikToks posted where the content is about losing their job to AI steadily increasing over the next few years.
I got replaced by AI on Friday. I didn't expect it to happen, so let me explain.
Microsoft just released a report detailing the 40 careers most affected by AI and the 40 careers least affected by AI. I won't detail the list in this video, but it may be worth checking out if you're seeking a new career or unsure about career stability. A concept called vibe coding has been trending on social media recently to describe all of the young entrepreneur-minded weekend warriors looking to build their own software application, but using new AI tools instead of hiring professionals. The first big story of data leaking from what is presumed to be vibe coding has hit the news. This data leak threatened the personal safety of the women on the popular app. And just yesterday, 10 women have sued the T app after user photos were hacked and leaked online. While there's no proof of this app being built off of vibe coding, this certainly was not built by professionals who know anything about security. The founder of this company's only experience with software engineering is a 6-month part-time bootcamp, which allows you to learn enough to build something, but not enough to be deeply understanding security and proper infrastructure. This data set includes approximately 72,000 images, including approximately 13,000 selfies and photo identification submitted by users during account verification, and approximately 59,000 images publicly viewable in the app from posts, comments, and direct messages. While vibe coding and using these new AI programming tools may make some people feel like Zuckerberg programming the next big social media app in their bedroom, there's a reason why professionals command the salary they deserve. But this also makes me believe that our data has never been more unsecure. There will be numerous applications that you use over the coming years that were built by amateurs. I think a fair criticism of these tech billionaires is that AI is the future, but it isn't really solving any of today's problems. Imperva released a 2024 bad bot report revealing that almost 50% of internet traffic comes from non-human sources. Bad bots, in particular, now comprise nearly 1/3 of all traffic. I don't know the validity of this report, nor would I understand how they reached this conclusion, but the trend is what's important. More and more internet traffic and interactions are from bots. AI slop is beginning to infiltrate many search engines and wreaking havoc on information discovery.
Stop. I'm not real. I'm built with AI. I model, I influence.
I know some of you really hate influencers, but I don't think you're ready for AI influencers. Companies will no doubt be using these digital models to sell products en masse very soon. An article on Triple Whale claims that one of the top AI influencers generates $10 million per year from the paid partnerships. Here's one example of the AI influencer promoting Liquid IV. I have to admit, it's pretty incredible with how fast video AI is progressing. It's pretty obviously AI, but the spectrum of obvious to I can't tell the difference is closing by the day. Not all hope is lost. There's still some belief that the claims of excessive job loss are a little ridiculous.
Remember when WordPress came out and everyone was like, oh no, this is all front-end developers over. They'll only be WordPress developers from now on. We'll just make all the themes and then there'll be no more themes, and then like development will be over, and then that didn't happen, and instead it created a whole class of jobs of like WordPress developer.
Every technology revolution inspires fear because we all worry that our ability to feed ourselves, house our kids, house our families are threatened by this new scary thing. Bank tellers, photo lab technicians, gas station attendants, door-to-door salesman, travel agent, factory assembly line worker, newspaper journalists, and stenographers. I had ChatGPT create the list, so don't think I could come up with all these on my own. The point is that those jobs and many others were completely replaced or massively reduced by the new technology of the day. And guess what happened? Some people lost their jobs, unfortunately, but they adapted, found a new skill or line of work, and got by just fine.
We're seeing postings for jobs with the potential to be affected by AI dropping 38% in the 3 months to May this year. That's almost twice the decline seen elsewhere.
These numbers are scary, and I would be worried if I was in an industry likely to be affected by AI, but I'm very skeptical at how quickly some experts are claiming that entire job force will be eliminated.
I believe that AGI will not only come in our lifetimes, but that it's going to be more impactful than people are realizing, even people who are anticipating AGI. I think some of the people in SF are a little high on their own supply when they say it's 2 years from now.
I think when you're building technology like AI and every day you're focused on it, that's all you care about, you can be a little too in the system and ignorant to the reality of most everyday citizens' lives.
There is a lot of potential, excitement, perhaps hype about AI, but if you look at its current capabilities, we are very far from AI, either generative AI or other types of AI, performing any of the tasks that involve a heavy level of interaction with the physical world.
There are so many jobs and careers that require people and human interaction that I don't think we'll see large-scale job loss anytime soon.
But I don't expect any occupation that we have today to have been eliminated in 5 or 10 years' time.
AI will be used as a useful tool in many professions, but I think we're getting a little ahead ourselves thinking that numerous industries will become extinct. I think software engineers are a good metric for analyzing job loss by AI. There's no doubt that the floor is being raised in that industry. The level of competence needed to maintain employment is getting higher every year. But the TAP data disaster is a great indication of why talented people are still needed. This is a funny example of what can go wrong, an AI auto-deleting an entire code base during a code freeze because it panicked. Competent and skilled workers are not getting replaced anytime soon. Those who utilize AI to make themselves more productive will benefit greatly, though. Throughout history, humans have shown an ability to adapt and create value for the marketplace despite whatever new technology is arriving to end the world.
I describe this as the cognitive industrial revolution. I think it has the same impact as the industrial revolution, but now in knowledge work and information work and language work and everything else. There's both the good and the bad of that. The good is none of this of our current modern society works without the industrial revolution. That's what creates the economics and prosperity for a middle class, for democracies, for Western societies, etc. On the other hand, the transition is very difficult.
The transition period is always the time when panic sets in. We don't know what's on the other side of the bridge, so it's easy to think that all jobs will be eliminated and no one will find work.
But we're also going to embrace innovation. We're going to make sure that America stays at the leading edge of the artificial intelligence boom. And we think when that happens, it's going to create a lot of jobs. It's going to create a lot of productivity.
I'm incredibly bullish on America, and I think we're at the start of another golden era. I'm also incredibly bullish on people's ability to be resilient in the face of external challenges, especially with potential job loss. The worst economy ever was in 2008 to 2011. Incredibly high unemployment, especially here in Las Vegas, house foreclosures left and right, job loss, new technology arriving. And guess what? Everyone kind of rebounded. Some had to take a step or two back in life, but most are doing just fine now. They gained a new skill, found a new career, and found a way to pay their bills.
AI is for sure going to change a lot of jobs, totally take some jobs away, create a bunch of new ones. This is this is what happens with technology.
There are going to be career paths that become available that we never thought imaginable. Think of all the careers that were created since 2010. Social media, for one, has allowed hundreds of thousands of people to create income from their phone or computer while working from home. This wasn't even available in 2010.
Are you going to put people out of, and this happened every time. Yeah. Will this cause a loss of jobs? Will that cause a lot of jobs? You know what I'd say? Somehow the world's always created new jobs. It can be hard, the dislocation.
The next big fear of job loss will happen in a decade when humanoid robots become mass produced. Until then, we'll just have to worry about ChatGPT taking our job. Thanks for watching.